This is VOA News, reporting by remote. I'm David Byrd. Facebook said it would suspend former President Donald Trump's accounts for 2 years following its findings that he stoked violence ahead of the deadly January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. AP's Sagar Magani reports.
Facebook says it'll keep the ex-president's accounts suspended after finding his posts stoked violence before January's Capitol riot. The social media giant's quasi-independent oversight board last month upheld a suspension, but had given Facebook 6 months to decide what to do longer term. Facebook says it also plans to end a contentious policy that automatically exempted politicians from rules banning hate speech and abuse. While others can still read and comment on Trump's page, he cannot post new material. Twitter, on the other hand, has permanently banned him. Sagar Magani, Washington.
May's jobs report shows employers are still struggling to find enough workers as the economy quickly reopens. President Joe Biden says the latest jobs report is a sign the economy is going well.
Jobs are up, wages are up, manufacturing is up, growth is up, people gaining health care coverage is up, and small business confidence is up. America is finally on the move again.
His comments came Friday after the latest report showed U.S. employers added 559,000 jobs in May. It's an improvement over April's sluggish gain, but it fell short of economists' forecasts. The report also showed that companies are still struggling to find enough workers as the economy rapidly recovers from the pandemic recession. On Wall Street, stocks finished the week on an up note with all three major indices closing in positive territory. This is VOA News. The group of 7 representing some of the world's richest nations are within touching distance of an historic deal to close the net on large companies that don't pay their fair share of tax. We get more from Reuters' Conway G. Gittins.
Economic leaders from the G7 gathered together for talks on Friday and are, quote, just 1 millimeter from a historic global tax deal being pushed by the U.S., French Finance Minister Bruno Le Maire told the BBC. A particular focus of the minimum tax rate are the big international tech firms like Amazon, Facebook, and Google parent Alphabet, which are adept at exploiting the differences in varying corporate tax codes. A deal could raise tens of billions of dollars for governments, offsetting the big spending done by many governments to prop up their economies during the health crisis.
That's Reuters' Conway G. Gittins. Hundreds of people gathered near a Hong Kong park Friday night despite an annual ban on a candlelight vigil to remember the crackdown in Tiananmen Square and the arrest earlier in the day of an organizer of previous vigils. Reuters' Libby Hogan has more.
36-year-old Chow Hang-tung usually helps organize Hong Kong's June 4th vigil, the world's largest vigil to mark those who died during the bloody crackdown. Police have banned the vigil for a second year in a row, citing the coronavirus. Chow told Reuters this week before her arrest that June 4th was a test for Hong Kong of whether, quote, we can defend our bottom line of morality. Activists have called it a suppression of one of the city's most powerful symbols of democratic hope. On the streets, thousands of police were out on patrol to prevent people from gathering.
That's Reuters' Libby Hogan. Russian President Vladimir Putin said Friday he is hoping to improve deeply damaged relations with the United States when he holds his first summit with President Joe Biden later this month. The face-to-face meeting in Geneva on June 16th comes amid the biggest crisis in ties between the two countries in years, with tensions high over issues including hacking allegations, human rights, and claims of election meddling. Putin claims Russia has no disagreements with the United States. He says the U.S. wants to hold back Russia's development and talk about it publicly. He also suggested that European nations should pay for Russian gas in euros rather than dollars, part of a wider effort by the country to reduce its reliance on the U.S. currency. For more on these stories and the rest of the day's news, visit our website. Reporting by remote, I'm David Byrd, VOA News.